Welcome to my class. In this particular class, we will talk about browser. We have number of browser: Google Chrome, Firefox, Internet Explorer, and Netscape Navigator. We will talk about these browsers in general. Web browser. To browse means to search. The term browser means something that allows to search. In the context of Internet, the browser is a software which is installed on client machine to get connected to and to access resources available on the internet. It means browser is a software which is installed on our computer, and that particular software allows us to have access to the internet resources or to get connected to the internet. This is the software which allows our computer to get connected to internet and to have access to all resources which are available on the internet. Browser is an application program that provides a way to look at and interact with all the information on the World Wide Web. It is a client program. Client program means it is installed on our computer that uses the Hypertext Transfer Protocol HTTP to make requests to web servers throughout the internet on behalf of the browser user. Suppose I want to download certain program from a site, then it is my computer which makes a request to the site. When my computer makes a request to the site, then my computer becomes a client. And this browser software is installed on my machine. So we say that this browser is a client program. This program uses a protocol, a set of rules. Those rules are termed as hypertext transfer protocols. So any program which uses hypertext transfer protocols, they can take our request to the web server where the website resides. This particular program takes our request to the web server, and from the web server it fetches the pages which we require on our computer. So browser is an application software installed on client computer and is used to locate, retrieve, and display content on the World Wide Web, including web pages, images, videos, and other files. When a user requests a web page from a particular website, the web browser retrieves the necessary content from a web server and then displays the page on the client screen. Google Chrome is one example of web browser. Mozilla Firefox, Internet Explorer, and Netscape Navigator. These are some of the examples of web browser. Now look at this particular case. This particular symbol is of internet, and internet is spread over throughout the world. We have different routers. All these green discs are routers. These routers are connected through wires, and they can transmit information from one place to another place. Then we have client computer, and we have a web server. On the web server there is website, and website contains web pages. The moment we open the Google home page and we write the address of a particular website, It is something like this. All these routers are connected and they are useful to send information from one place to another place. On the client machine, there is Google Chrome, which is a web browser. On the web browser, we write the name of the site through which we want to retrieve information. Suppose we want to retrieve information from Microsoft Web Server. From the client computer, a request goes to a router. From first router to the next router, it moves on to different routers and finally it reaches to Microsoft Web Server. It means the client computer sends the request with the help of web browser and that request reaches to web server. On the web server there is website. Website contains web pages. The Microsoft Web Server sends the first web page to the browser and browser takes it to the client computer and displays the very first page of web server on the client computer. In this way our computer functions. It means anytime we make a request to any web server, our request is taken by our web browser and it moves from different routers to the destination web server. From the web server, it retrieves the required web page and it brings it to our computer. Look at this example once again. Different routers are connected to each other and a request from client computer goes to a router which forwards it to the next router. In this way the information goes to the Microsoft Web Server. Microsoft Web Server comes to know that a particular computer client requires a particular web page. So what it does, the web server sends the required web page to the computer. The Microsoft Web Server sends the required web page to the client computer. So without web browser, we cannot function on the internet. It is the web browser which is installed on our computer. It is the software which is installed on our computer and that software takes our request to the web server and it fetches the required page from the web server and brings it to our client computer. Thank you very much.